Greetings everyone and welcome to Streets of New Capenna draft with Alchemy cards. So this is a special event which will only be active for a few days, and it is Streets of New Capenna draft, but every draft pack has one card which it replaces a common slot in the regular draft pack, which is from the most recent Streets of New Capenna Alchemy release. There are uncommons, rares and mythic rares in the Alchemy set, and all of those are actually quite interesting in limited. So it will change the draft format a bit, not like too much. It's still not a very good draft format, but maybe it will be at least a little bit more interesting. Sadly, this won't be a best of 3, my favorite format, but it's fine. Best of 1 premier draft it's not that bad. I have played plenty of premier drafts earlier. Alright, so the alchemy card in this pack is a bind to secrecy, so you can negate something, or you can, well, you can read it, but you get something. Duplicate of a target creature card in an opponent's graveyard. You get it to your hand and you can cast it with any mana. Alright, and then there's the if there are 5 or more. Okay, there's a spell book. I guess I can scroll these very quickly. You see what cards are in the spell book, but I have to make some kind of decision because there's only 20 seconds time in this pick. I don't need this. I have 4 of these mythic rares already. So am I gonna take the bind to secrecy? I don't think it's that great. I think the best first pick here is Raffin's Informant. It is. I'm not taking this. It's a fine card, but like it's fine card even if you don't get the 5 different mana values effect out of it. But it's still at most just a fine card. Well, here is very easy Inspiring Overseer, so the rare is here, but there is no alchemy card, so the card could be, well, first of all, just a very good limited card, maybe even better than Inspiring Overseer, or it could be a rare or a mythic rare, and someone wanted to rare draft that card. This event also has alchemy packs as a prize, so it's an interesting way to get alchemy cards without actually buying them from the store while playing limited. And yes, this is a Theros Beyond to Death pack art here, but that's just some kind of a bug. This is definitely the pack contents are correct. So yeah, obviously I'll take the Inspiring Overseer after first picking an Informant. These are the kind of quality white commons in the set. Alright, so am I going to keep picking white cards? The rare is just bad, so I think the Rumor Gatherer is rather easy choice. I could take an Echo Inspector. It's a really good blue common. But I guess I can't say anything about signals yet. It's so early in the draft. It might be so that green-white is open. This Rumor Gatherer goes to the colors that I have already picked. So I think if I knew I was blue-white, I would take the Echo Inspector over it. But maybe now I'll just take the mono-white card and see if I'm gonna move to blue or green here. Okay, there is a nice green card. I like the Libation because this is quite often just a bit overcosted pump spell, but you do get the 1/1 token to compensate for the the fact that you have to pay quite a bit of mana for the pump effect. But then again, this just has the the sudden win mode when the game has gone a little bit longer and you have 5 to 6 mana, and then any of your creature that is unblocked will deal a massive amount of extra damage the opponent can't easily maybe anticipate. So I do like this card quite a bit, and the blue card's not really interesting here. I like the Libation better than the prize fight here, so I take the Libation just in. And yeah, there's the Progress Initiate, but I'm not a big fan of the card. I know people have played it, and it's totally not unplayable. It has definitely a role in decks, but this seems more like a deck that just wants to attack as soon as possible, and 1 mana for toughness blocker is not necessarily what I'm really needing here. Okay, so there's another Informant. There's also the Adjudicators. This is definitely a playable card. If you are green-white or green-blue, you can just play this card as your only card from the 3rd color, because this just fixes also mana for itself. It's a really nice effect for a 5 mana 4/4 to lock something down for a turn cycle. But I think I'll just take the good 2-drops are really crucial in this format. There's also Strangle. Someone who's drafting red should take that very soon. And the Raffin's Informant is definitely a good 2-drop. So there's a whack here. Am I going to be out of Set's team and just be white-black. I can still splash this also, but the options are not that amazing. I could take Expendable Lackey, I could take the Gilded Pinions, it's not bad with the 2 mana ground guys, but I think it could be the Lackey. I do like it quite a bit. But should I take the Whack if I really am going to be white-black? I mean, it's a possibility. Whack is still a decent card. Sometimes you get to cast this for 1 mana, and that's a very good thing tempo-wise. Okay, now there's a Kaldaya Strong Arm, which I consider the second best common from green. Of course, the first one is the 3 mana 3/3 Trampler Jewel Thief, is it? That enters with a treasure token. It also has vigilance. Anyway, strong armor. Now that I took the libation, I do like this more than the white cards. The Hold for Ransom and Skycry are totally reasonable picks, but this is, if I'm gonna draft green white, I'm gonna miss this card very very much. So I will pick it just in case I will end up green white here. Okay, another gatherer here. Rumor gatherer. I mean, don't think the card is that good, but I guess I don't have much for the, yeah, how many citizens? I have no citizens, so I think, wait a minute, yeah, I'll take this because this is gonna be a 6 mana card too often, and it's horrible when it's a 6 mana card. Alright, so I got the mythic rare back. I mean, I am still completing the set. I'm not mythic complete yet, but I have already a playset of these because, you know, it goes quite late in drafts. I guess I could take 40 gems. There's no sideboarding here. It's a best of 1 draft, so Glittermonger can be decent in red-green when you care about having treasures, not in green-white. So I'll take the mythic rare for 40 gems. I guess you could take the 3-drop artifact creature, but I have already 3 drops. If I want to have fillers, it's not going to be the 3/2 for 3. Alright, so I'll just take 20 gems here, whatever it is. Okay, now for the family, I'm not gonna take the 20 gems now when I have a totally reasonable card for my deck. I think I'm maybe slightly going to force green-white here now, after this pack. It started well, didn't end so well, but whatever. I take the uncommon. Of course, in a best of 3 draft, Broken Wings would be easy sideboard pick there, but this, like I said, no sideboarding here. Okay, Rocks Pummeler. I don't like it too much, but I guess I can consider it. Alright, so what's this? Diviner of Fates. So I have one of these. We did get a couple of free alchemy packs, and I did actually buy the 15,000 gold bundle that gives me 20 alchemy packs. And I have opened quite a few of them. That's what I'm saying, that I have one of these. So I could, you know, redraft this thing, or I could just take an actual very good card for my deck, because this pack has a lot of them. Giada, the Virtuoso, Strong Arm, and Jewel Thief are all good options, and the Venom Connoisseur and the Gathering Throng are fine things to you know, consider as well if the other 4 cards went there. And I think I'll just take the absolute. It's kind of a tough one. This could be good too. I also have 1 angel here, but I really like the Jewel Thief. It's such a nice card. I think I consider it slightly better than the 2 mana 2/2 flyer, because the treasure token can really matter in some cases quite a lot. So that's why I took it. If you took the angel, the rare, fine, totally a reasonable pick in my opinion as well. So Virtuoso has currently for the family and the libation. That's 2 things to trigger it with. I think I have here Most Wanted if I really wanted to play this card. I won't. I don't want to play it. So this is still a 1/1 double striker for 2 mana. I'm gonna take it. I can pick some other cards that target my creatures. So I mean, the Celebrity Fencer is fine. I have no 4 mana cards here, although the Strong Arm is quite often something you cast for 4 mana. But I'll take this. Maybe have a pick couple of other spells that I can use to target this thing. It's gonna be quite good in that case. Alright, so I got the top 2 green commons here still. I'll just take the Jewel Thief here. And I have quite a good. I mean, the power level of this deck seems to be quite good, and that's what happens when you have some of the combination, 2 of the progress colors, if they are open you just end up with some very high quality cards. Alright, so here, Voice of the Vermin is good. I like the backup agent. Socialite is, well, not as good as the agent. I do like the option to pump something else. Do I need a 2-drop? Yeah, I definitely do. Yeah, maybe I should. Okay, I'll play it safe. I take a 2-drop because I still need them. It's better to pick them early so that I don't need to waste some late picks just to pick some 2-drops over actually better cards. Because even though the 4-drop is fine, I don't think it's that much. You know, it's not like a bomb quality 4-drop or anything. Yeah, it's easy for the family now that I have one of these virtuosos, and this is just good even if you don't have any particular synergy with it. Okay, Civil Servant. I don't think I have a lot of citizens. I have one, and of course the Libation does make a citizen, but this is still a 2-mana 2/3, and I can still find more citizens. This is pack 2, pick 6, so I mean, of course I'll take this over the Civic Gardener. And okay, Jewel Thief. How many of these I'm gonna get? I'll take all of them, obviously. And okay, so here I do usually like the Socialite a little bit more than the Civic Gardener. This can attack as a 3/2 or sometimes as a 4/3. This is always a 2-mana 2/2. So I have one thing that pays off for having citizens. Is that good enough a reason? I guess it's not, but I don't know. I take this. This is maybe I will find more Civil Servants, one more, and then I'm happy to have the Gardener over the non-citizen 2-drop. Alright, so here price fight. I can take that also, something that you can use to target the Virtuoso, but of course what's the opposing creature must only have 1 toughness for the Virtuoso to actually survive. Alright, so here I don't think this deck is going to play Capenna Express. That said, I do have a triple Jubilee, which is both a 3-power creature and creates a treasure for it. But also I'll pick it, who knows. Also, Raffin's Informants can be 3-power 2-drops. What else? Well, Rumor Gatherers are 3-mana cards that cannot crew the Express, so they are kind of bad for that. Okay, Strong Arm is still here. I would have taken these because it can fetch my forests and plains, but of course the Strong Arm being quite strong, I'm taking that. Alright, more 2-drops. And I don't think I'm gonna play a 3-mana 3/2. How about here? Anything interesting from Alchemy? So Skyline Savior. 3-mana 3/4. You have to return a permanent. If nothing else, it's gonna be a land or this card itself, but it's kind of pointless to return itself. And if it's a non-angel, it becomes bigger and gains flying and becomes an angel. So yeah, this is, I think, an easy pick. Because yeah, you lose some tempo, but you will get this overpriced card for its cost. Sorry, not overpriced, oversized. A 3-mana 3/4 flyer is of course very cheap, and then the card you have to return at least becomes quite significantly better. So this is an easy pick here. And alright, so what do I choose here? I think I might even start taking some of this fixing here. There is a Voice of the Vermin here, and yeah, I still don't have any force except maybe I go to this mode for a while. Yeah, I guess I have 3 4-mana cards here, kind of. So how many creatures? I have 17. That is relevant with no double Rumor Gatherer. You want to have some good chance to actually play 2 creatures in a turn. So is it gonna be the 4-drop or the Skycryer or the Cabaret Courtyard? I guess with 22 cards here, I should take the fixing now. I don't want to play 9/8 mana base. I want to have some fixing. And there's a rare fixing which also have cycling. And then there is Cleanup Crew, very good card. Gathering Throng, it might be a bit too late to pick these things. I don't really need them. I don't even have more than 1 Civil Servant. If you would have like multiple of these, then that would give more value to this card. So Cleanup Crew, very good card, but I'm not sure if this deck cares about 6-drops. But then again, Jewel Thief, I mean, cares, but I mean, not. This is maybe a bit too fast for a 6-drop to become a thing. Jewel Thieves do make it easier to cast that, but I think I'll just take the mana fixing here. That's because I don't need more spells actually here. Well, I guess I need 1, and there might be some cards I'm happy to cut from the deck, but I still think the 6-mana 6/6 is not what this deck needs. I try to win faster. And alright, so don't think I'm gonna play 2 of these express things. Raffin's Guidance, not really great. I think I'll just take in the Evolving Door. Not because I'm gonna play it, but because it's 20 gems. Because again, there's no sideboarding. I don't see main decking the Guidance or the the second copy of the Terrain. Okay, I actually see another Throng, and I think I saw one of these early in the draft. Yeah, but it was the pack that had crazy good amount of cards for me. But yeah, this is a third Throng I see in the draft, I think. But since I didn't pick either of the 2 previous ones, I'm not going to take it now. Am I going to take the Speakeasy Server or another prize fight? I don't think green-white is that good for prize fight in the first place, so I'll take the flyer here. Also, the Jewel Thieves make casting 5 drops. It makes it easier. Alright, I have 23 cards now, but I don't know if there's something that I actually want to cut. So 2 drops. I have enough of them. Can I even... Yeah, it's gonna be a For the Family over the Revelation of Power here. I don't need the creatures, I don't want to have the expensive flyer here. Okay, I'll take another For the Family here. And then there is gonna be... none of this will be played in this deck. So I just take the uncommon, and I won't be playing this Treasure 2 mana 1/1. And... well, this is a good example of where best of 3, is just a little bit more interesting, because this deck definitely, when you look at the main deck, doesn't want to have a kill shot, but there are matchups where you want to sideboard this in, but I won't be able to sideboard. So I'll take the Take to the Streets, and this is a good card if you have a lot of citizens. I don't think it's good enough in this deck, but I might still consider it, because it's gonna give +2/+2 to every creature, even if there are no citizens at all. Alright, so Warm Welcome. I don't think I'm gonna play that one either. So I got the Voice of the Worm in here. I think this is gonna make the main deck, and I will just cut something for it. And Celebrity Fencer too. Okay, that's a lot of cuts now I can make. Alright, still not gonna play the Express, so this is more likely card to be played, although I have so many cuts now that I'm absolutely sure I won't be playing that. Alright, so this is the draft portion. Okay, so this deck actually doesn't have much impact from the fact that the draft had alchemy cards. Do I have more than the one Skyline Savior here from alchemy? Because I don't think I do. No. So this is your regular green-white Streets of New Capenna draft. Now, of course, the opponents will have alchemy cards, but because they are on average better than the average Streets of New Capenna draft, that means that the opponent's decks will be better if they have a bunch of alchemy cards in there, while I only have this one. That said, I have some quite nice cards in the deck, so I'm not that sad about it. But I will first cut the lands, and you could think about playing just 16 lands. I have 2 pieces of fixing, so I could easily play 7 basics with the 2 lands that can give me both colors, or at least one of the colors, which would mean I have a 9 mana base, and I have the triple Jewel Thief here. If the prize fight ends up in my deck, that's one way to get mana more. So, and I don't have that harsh of a mana curve. I think I will play all the 4 mana cards, including the Celebrity Fencer. But what am I gonna cut is most likely with 5 citizens. It's gonna be a Take to the Streets that's gonna go away. So it feels unnecessary because I have these kind of spot pump effects. And really, this is again something that would be good as a sideboard card, because some decks don't have a lot of removal, or especially the kind of matchups where the other person has a lot of flyers. Well, which wouldn't be me, but the opponent has a lot of flyers and I don't, so I have a bunch of ground guys, and it's going to be a race. In that case, when creatures don't trade or get removed, Takes to the Street is definitely good. But then imagine you're playing something like a black-red against a black-red deck that has, removes most of your stuff, or creatures just, trade in combat because both players have a lot of ground guys. So when you are having this in your hand while you have 1 to 2 creatures at most on the battlefield, it's a very sad place to be in. So this is So the quality of these cards really depends on the kind of matchup you have, and this, for that reason, is better card to pick in a best of 3 draft than in a best of 1 draft. Now this is still good in best of 1 if you have a bunch of more of those citizens, because there is a big difference between the +2/+2 and +3/+3 and vigilance. So it's not unplayable, definitely no, but in this deck I'm not going to play it. So I have to make some cuts, and I think the easy cut here is definitely the Social Climber. Don't need that for anything. I mean, I have enough 3 mana cards. I'm also thinking that maybe I could cut one of the Rumor Gatherers, because I don't have ways to... Well, I do have a bunch of 2 mana cards, but it's not... With this deck, when I don't have any effect that gives me, kind of like free creatures, I don't have a cards that enter with tokens, for example. Other, or do I? I mean, creature tokens, of course. So don't have anything that, when it enters the battlefield, creates a token or something. So it's not easy to trigger this twice per turn. It basically means I need to have 2 cheap creatures in my hand and then cast them on the same turn. So it's not that easy to draw the card. The Scry is fine, but this is a difficult mana cost, 3 mana 2/1. So definitely, if you don't get good value out of the ability, it's not a good card. I think I'm not gonna play the Warm Welcome. Just I don't need to trigger Alliance at instant speed, because that is something you should consider when you have like multiple attended socialites. Then having things like Warm Welcome is definitely more valuable, because you can surprise the opponent mid-combat. But this deck doesn't really care about that. And yes, I will be playing 24 spells, because 16 lands will be enough here. Raffine's Guidance, yeah, that's an easy card. I have now 19 creatures, 6 non-creatures. Well, with 19 creatures, I think the Rumor Gatherer is... Both of them, I mean, is interesting. But what would be the final card in that case? I also like the Capenna Express. Just one big thing, a 6/6 is something that can really make it harder for the opponent to attack into it. And also, I mean, if you are attacking with the 6/6, it might be hard for the opponent to favorably block it, because they can't take 6 damage that many times during a regular game of limited magic. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 2-drops. The worst is definitely the Gardener, but it is a citizen. I have 5 of them total, so yeah, the fact that it's a citizen matters only for the Civil Servant, but also the fact that it's a 2 mana creature matters for the Rumor Gatherers, which I'm kind of wanting to play here. Yeah, I do like the For the Families. I'm gonna play all of them, and the Libation. I'm gonna play too. Well, and yeah, the Fencer is nice. I guess you could cut the Express, but I think I'll play one of them. The Prize Fight is maybe a card I could cut here. Now, 3/3 is the kind of creature size that can, make Prize Fight okay. And then I have the Strong Arms giving counters to something, so I can have, easy time to fight something. And also the Voice of the Vermin, when the attack trigger has resolved, you have a 4/4, so that's something. But I think the Prize Fight is still the card I'm gonna cut here. Yeah, with 19 creatures, the double Rumor Gatherer, it does make sense. So I'm gonna cut the Prize Fight. I'll play the Civic Gardener, because I just actually want to have the cheap creatures for these things. And of course the Celebrity Fencer likes to have creatures too. Alright, so this is the deck. Very, maybe even a boring deck, but it's funny that I have triple Jewel Thief here. Okay, so Jetmir's Garden, Cabaret Courtyard, and then I think... Well, I have more green cards, but I have 3 double caster whites, so it's very easy to have an even amount of lands here, because I still have 14 to add, so that's 7+7. This is one of my favorite forest cards, by the way. So you maybe, if you have paid attention, you have seen me to add that one quite often. Alright. That's the deck. Let's see how the games go. And I just realized I had my face in the wrong position on the screen, so it blocked some of the cards. Sorry about that. on the draw, 2-drop, 3-drop. I don't, funnily, all my double caster white cards here with this configuration of lands, but I'm still keeping it. I mean, what are the, how can this backfire if I draw like 4 forests in a row? Because I'm gonna draw either a white mana source or a creature or a card I'm most likely be able to cast. Well, there is the first forest out of the 4 that I maybe cursed myself with. Alright, the opponent starts fast, but they have to mulligan actually. Oh, this is not a bad combination. Okay, after the mulligan. Okay, there is a 3-drop, so fine. So this thing has some menace, so I can't block it, even though a double striker would be quite nice. Riveter's Ask and Dancy, so that thing says whenever you sacrifice a creature, you may return a creature card with lesser mana value from your graveyard. Okay, so this is really hard to make work. Also, did you notice opponent has 42 cards in their deck still, in addition to all the cards they have on the graveyard and in hand and on the battlefield, so that's a lot of cards. Alright, so just gonna play the Overseer here. They have 1 mana available, so I guess I'll just attack and see if they want to remove it. They have priority because of this pay 1 life ability, so that doesn't mean the fact they had to stop their, well, they stopped for, the game is stopped for their priority. It doesn't mean that they have a spell in their hand that they can cast for 1 mana because of this activation. Alright, so I guess I'll just keep taking 2 damage, at least whenever they pay 1 life. I mean, it's basically, they only deal 1 more to me, so now they decided that they don't even want to pay 1 life. Alright, so I did get the planes here. Now the by the way, the Savior return in the Virtuoso is interesting, but if I want to get some value out of this Rumor Gatherers, I should definitely play one of them. It's not mana efficient though. Let's first see what happens when I, attack for 4. They don't seem to have anything. They're just holding lands there because they also have all the colors if they have more colors than 2 in their deck. So if I really want to tempo them out, I should just play both the 2 mana 2/2s, but I don't think I'm in a rush here, so I'll just play this. And yeah, the Scry is also not, totally worthless ability. Imagine I see a forest on top of my deck. That's almost the same as drawing a card when I get to put that away. But yeah, I can't actually double spell. No, I can. Wait a minute, this is a Riveter. I take 4 or 5, I'm not sure. Of course I'm not gonna block it, that's gonna die anyway. I don't need to gain 3 life here by sacrificing a creature. But yeah, I can play 2 creatures here. I would want to... No, I can do it anyway. Yeah, because I could have played just the Rumor Gatherer and then play the forest and still have the Socialite here. But now what I do place, does that mean I'm gonna play the Raffin's Informant instead? I'm doing this pre-combat because I want to have this trigger happen. I don't have any instant speed stuff here anyway, so let's play the Gatherer. And so the Libation, I'm sure that is a good card to have. Am I gonna discard the forest? Because I'm going to connive if I play the Informant here. I will draw a card. Oh, but then I will draw another mystery card here. So I guess I can just play the Socialite too. Okay, I'll play the Socialite. So I need to stack them so that... Does this show? Yeah, it does show in the background, as you can see. So the leftmost card, this is gonna draw me a card, this is gonna scry. So I want to first draw the card, which I know is on the top of the deck. I want to have this Libation, and then the second one should be scrying. Yep. So first I draw and then scry. Like so, and then I can get rid of the planes. Alright, so this should be quite easy now. Just attack and... okay, the opponent hasn't done anything. Well, they did, blitz this thing away, but they need some actual card. Still, if they have mass removal, they can just wipe the entire board. At least I have, I can continue playing cards, so that's something. But now, of course, the board is just how they can't beat this stuff if they don't have a mass removal effect. So that was a very uneventful game because the opponent mulliganed to 6, also played like how many cards? I don't know, that's like 2, 4, 20, 42 plus whatever is on the battlefield. 3 plus that's I think that's 51 card deck if I'm not mistaken. So usually it's hard to have a consistent game with that many cards in your deck. Alright, I'm on the play here. I'm not gonna cast the Rumor Gatherer anytime soon, but if I draw any land, I can cast these Jewel Thieves, which will give me white mana. Ah man, with double Jewel Thief, and I need to draw a land in my, ideally in the top 2 cards. Although if the second one is a tapped land, which I have 2 in the deck, whatever, I'm gonna risk it, because this is such a nice start. If I can curve out naturally here. Of course, if I draw a place here now, that would be insane. Go 2 drop into these things, but I'm just happy if I can play a Jewel Thief on turn 3, and here we go. Also, I have the 4th family here. If the opponent is going to block, I can just make this into a 2/2 double striker. Although I would just rather play. Oh, but I can play Jewel Thief pre-combat, and then I have the treasure token I can use to, you know, pump this still. Alright, so everything is fine here. They've just did this main phase. They don't have to do it main phase, but they didn't want to waste time on this. So now that I drew these lands, things are very good. I think I'm gonna even sack this to play the Rumor Gatherer next turn instead of the Jewel Thief. Then I can maybe double creature on the following turn. Roastmaster, okay. So I'm gonna use the 4th family on that. I'm not gonna whine about drawing this excess forest because the fact I got the planes right away on 4th turn 2 was pretty darn good. Alright, so I'm just gonna attack, play the 4th family if they block, whichever they do. And then I will of course play the Rumor Gatherer post-combat using the treasure token, so I don't need to do anything right now. I think they might block the Jewel Thief, yeah, it's a safer thing to do, but I want Jewel Thief to survive, so let's do this. Now I know I've wasted it to I can't cast it on the Virtuoso anymore, but the fact I have now this 3/3 still up is irrelevant. Also, this is a 5/3, so even if they get the 5 mana, it only trades with the 3/3. And in the meanwhile, I can continue with the pressure. Okay, so now exactly the thing that I wanted to happen did happen. So before I do anything else, I will just which was that I drew a 2 or 3 mana creature. So now unless they kill the Rumor Gatherer very soon, I'm going to draw a card here. So, don't know what they are having, I just attack with everything and they can maybe kill one of my guys. They still take 4. Okay, they kill the Jewel Thief. I don't have a citizen yet, so this can't attack as a 3/3 unless I draw one. Well, it is just a 1/3, not really impressive. Let's do this first. So I can scry and then do the connive. I think this is most likely going to become a 2. I think I'm gonna discard an excess land, but let's see. I do want to first scry and then connive. Yep. Bye bye. Please be a creature. And it is, and I do have exactly the mana because thanks to the Jewel Thieves, which are amazing, I can cast this, draw a card, and yep. No citizen though, but it's fine. I don't have a lot of citizens in the deck, so I can attack with this. Okay, I can attack safely with only this. If I attack with everything, I sacrifice 1 creature to deal 4 extra damage, which at this point in the game is definitely worth it. So they can kill the 2/1 or the 1/1 double striker. It doesn't matter which of these. They took nothing damage, 4 extra damage. Otherwise, I would have attacked with these and they would be at 7. with me having the For the Family in my hand. Definitely worth it. Again, if they do have a mass removal, and there is a mass removal effect in this one that they could have cast, the green, white, and red. I think it deals 3 damage to all non-token creatures. So it would have wiped out my board. Alright, they have a fight rigging, a very good bomb rare, but it's too late. Of course, they cannot do anything to this my attack. Just play this because it does make this a little bit faster. But of course, I haven't already won this game. Plus, not only that, but it's actually a citizen, so this servant is gonna deal more damage too. But yeah, like I said, the attack was lethal, even without any extra help there. Okay, so this is just like a regular new Capenna draft because I have only 1 alchemy card in the deck, and I don't think I have seen that many alchemy cards from the opposition. This is not my first draft of this alchemy new Capenna. This is my, I think I did 3 drafts before this on the previous night, on the patch night, and now it's Friday when I'm recording, and so I have some experience of this format, and I have, you know, this is a fine hand. I do need to draw a land, but if I do, this is just crazy good. What was I saying? Yeah, in my earlier drafts I did actually have decks that had multiple alchemy cards, and it really did affect, you know, the experience. It was not quite the same as just the vanilla new Capenna. Okay, so I guess I have a bunch of 2-drops or a land that I can draw. That's a lot of outs, I think, and that's not the greatest, but I mean, when I draw the land, I get this very good card. And the opponent hasn't done anything yet, so I'm not too worried. But at some point I need it, and actually quite soon, because if the opponent can play multiple lands before I get to play my 3rd one, it might be a bit too overwhelming to come back with that. Now, that was a good thing I played it now because I have Libation in my hand, and so which is it gonna be? If they have a counter spell which I want to rather get countered, I guess I want to have the evasive thing that cantrips when it enters. Yeah, they have a counter spell. So I'd rather have this Overseer not get countered. Although the treasure token is quite nice here, but imagine if I just draw another land, then I can cast everything here. So, not really. I don't really need a treasure that much, because I'm gonna draw a land at some point, especially when I can cantrip here. Alright, so let's just attack and then play the Overseer. No counter spell possible on a creature right now. Just 1 mana. Okay, and that's it. I have the 4th land, so I can play the Fencer, and then this starts, you know, growing quite nicely. Strong arm. They hard cast, so they. Oh, but this, yeah, because this thing has to block roll, obviously. I mean, they could have still blitzed it, but it was a valuable play for them because they got rid of this Overseer now. Alright, so am I gonna? What am I? This has to be blocked. That's the problem here. So whatever I'm gonna play is gonna block this thing. So I guess the Fencer blocking it is fine. Yeah, let's attack. I'll use the For the Family here to get rid of the 2/3. It's not that great. Oh, I'm actually happy that they did it because I don't want to waste it. This 2/2 is quite useless. Having this survive doesn't matter much, but I was just afraid that if I play a card here, they deal with it. Then the 2/2 has to block the decoy, and then it's just gonna be eaten up for free. Now, don't have to worry about it. So I'm gonna play the Fencer, and now I can also leave one up for the family here. If they have like a pump spell, I can counter with my own pump spell. Pickpocket. They're gonna bounce the Fencer, but that's still only. So, I mean, it's not only 7 damage. 7 damage is a lot, but I have a 21 life, so it's not such a big deal. not backbreaking, and they didn't discard a non-land, so this is just a 3-2, so the agent can actually do something here. Alright, Capenna Express. Can't use it right now. So I can just attack with the backup agent. I don't think they're gonna block it, and then I can use the savior and recast this thing. It will be a 3-3 flyer. This is a 3-4 flyer. One of them has to block this. I won't have mana up for the trick of mine, but I think that's the best course of action, because that means they basically can't... Let's say if the opponent doesn't have interaction, they couldn't even attack with the 2-3 and the 3-2, because I would have a 3-4 blocker. So I assume they're gonna just take it. If they are not, well, then I'll see what happens. And yes, you can return just a land, and in this case when I don't have a land drop, it wouldn't even be that bad, because I would have still 4 mana after. But yeah, that happened. So I'm kind of wasting triggers for the fencer, but the fencer, if I would play it, it would die to the decoy anyway. I'm gonna do it like this. So now if they deal with one of these guys, the other one can still trade with the decoy. But they have also 4 cards still left. Now my hand is, you know, just gas, but it's expensive stuff for the most part. So if the opponent can tempo me out, they will win. But if the game goes longer, my hand is definitely going to be able to put up a good fight. Okay, so I could double block. So what's the worst thing that can happen if I double block? They have a they don't have a +4/+4 up, because they have only 3 creatures. For the family would be a +4/+4 otherwise. So if I block with one guy and they have a trick, I trade my guy with the trick, which normally is not so bad, but I do want to get rid of this thing. But the 3-4 is better than a 3-3, so maybe I'll just do this. I can counter a trick on the next turn, for example. But if they had something they didn't want to play it. Discipling. Okay, that is annoying, but I guess I have my 6/6 which can block it. Now I think this is the turn when I have to play my 6/6, because this can crew it. And I still have, you know, 3 mana up here. And then if I draw a 6th land, I can play Fencer and then a 2-drop after that. But yeah, I think this is it. They can't really go with an all-out attack plan here now, because it's not gonna... They will be able to push through some damage, but that's not gonna be enough. Now, they did have their priority with what, 2 mana up, so if they do have a pump spell, that's a little bit awkward. Pump spell with double strike is definitely not great. Okay, that is not great. So they get to draw 2 if they don't like these. Well, seek 2. If they don't like these 2 cards, they can, you know, get another shot at 2 fresh cards, but they did like it. So I don't like my chances anymore that much, because they might have now... They have more gas, and then... Okay, just a mage's attendant. Well, they can counter my tricks now, but I suppose they have only 1 mana up, so... Because I don't have to use any tricks right now. I don't think they even want to attack now. No. And would have been good. Because I don't wanna... I want to play the Fencer before I play the other stuff in here. Sadly, with this thing up, the fact I can leave mana up for a trick isn't gonna matter, because they can counter it. So should I just have a Jewel Thief here instead? Can I afford to play around tricks? I think I'm gonna just play this. And hope they don't have tricks of their own. I do have 14 life. But if they can pump this with a massive... I suppose if they attack with this, I'm gonna block it with the Capenna Express. And then I will lose the Express to whatever trick they might have. Okay, they discarded the land. They have 2 cards still. No, they did keep the initial 2 with this Choice of Fortunes. I guess if they drew 2 spells, they were happy with that and didn't want to reroll it. Let's see what happens now. And now it is horrible. So I'm just gonna crew this thing and see what happens. I hope they don't have 2 tricks. Hope they don't have 2 tricks. I will take a bunch of damage here, even if they have nothing. I'm gonna block the duelist, which I'm not even able to kill now. Does that mean I shouldn't even block the duelist? So if they have a for the family here, that's gonna kill me. It's gonna be a 6. Well, not alone, but they will be able to connect the remaining 2 here. So they're thinking about doing something now. So they have for the family right now. Okay, they can do that, but why would they do it like... Do they have a fight spell here now? Why would they use the for the family right now? They have a fight spell. Okay, well... okay. And they still have... imagine if they didn't have this thing. Maybe they can forget it, because this is my only chance. That if they forget that they have the counter spell effect there in the 1/1 token. Yeah, but they didn't forget it. Because this fight spell would result in crazy good stuff for me. But yeah. Oh boy. Oh boy. Yeah, the attendant there is really good card. It's just now it's not often that the token's counterspell ability is relevant, but it's just a pure bonus because for 3 mana you get a 3/2 and a 1/1. You would always play that card happily in any of your limited decks. And then sometimes it actually matters that it has the counterspell ability, and now it did matter. So be it. Okay, on the play, definitely a nice hand. This is the green mana source. Now I kinda hope that the opponent has a 2-drop they're gonna throw in front of this Virtuoso. Well, yeah, I still do, because I can play a for the family and a backup agent. The question is, am I gonna... Okay, well... I mean, it would be nice to make a... You know... just to try to build this as big as it can get, but I think... Even if I didn't draw the Jewel Thief, I would have just played this and give it self a counter, because 1/1 is useless. Almost. Anyway, I'm gonna do this and hope the opponent blocks, because I still have mana for the family here. So do this and maybe... Well, let's see what I draw. I kinda want to have another counter on it. And I need the 4th land for the strong armor, so I think the backup agent can go. So now I will have a 2/2 double striker that doesn't need any help from further 4 counters. But of course what I'm going to do here is the Kaldaya strong army into, you know, making this rather large. Which is gonna be sad if they have the pacifism effect, but I suppose I will be able to, at least when I get to 7 mana, I can free it from it. I don't think there's a lot of else they can have. Well, there is the white sorcery that costs, what, 5 mana? Which says that exile target non-land permanent, but that's not a very good card. Not many play that. Wait here, and I still have the Overseer, which is a threat that buys another card. Plus, I of course did draw a card from the strong arm. Yeah, their Overseer, they need like a kill shot or something. Because this is going to be a lethal attack if they don't block. Well, let's hope they don't block. Because I will make this into a 7/7. Well, 6/6 is actually now. So, whatever, it has to be a 7/7 because I don't have a land to discard. So that is... And yeah, I saw earlier in the draft another Illuminator Virtuoso. I don't remember what card I picked over it, but I think it was something that was significantly better. Maybe it was just like a Jewel Thief, which I think was a correct pick. But this shows that how this one card can just win games. If you draw it. If you draw the pump effects and if the opponent doesn't have an answer. So that's a lot of ifs. That's why I prefer those more consistent cards over them during drafting. But it is a good 2-drop, definitely. Okay, that's good. I can dig into a third land with the informant. Might discard the 3-drop or the cat as the server, depending. I mean, if I don't see a second place, it might be the cat. Okay, how to do it? I think I'll play the Socialite, because I can now afford to miss the third land once. And this will start attacking as a 3-2, which I quite like. Oh, this one is interesting. Add 1 mana of any color, spend this mana only to cast a creature spell, so 2 mana, 1/3 mana creature, but only for creature spells. But then it can draw cards. Now it's not that easy to draft creature cards in this set that don't share types with some others, but they can easily draw some number of cards. Alright, so this is... Okay, I did draw a place. If it was a forest, it would be the easiest Rumor Gatherer. But now, I guess now that they do have a 1/3 there, I'm gonna play with only 1 Rumor Gatherer. And yeah. And I'm happy if this thing draws me 1 extra card during the game. Because I definitely don't want... Well, obviously I'm not going to discard an Inspiring Overseer, and the Libation is just too good of a trick to have. I don't have any other instant speed interaction here. But the Speakeasy server could have been discarded, but I like the fact it's a 3/3 flyer. I'm seeing green and black here, so this flyer might just be, you know, unblockable in this matchup. Now I'm going to... Okay, let's see. No, I think now I want to just get the 4th land so I can play the Fencer and so on. They have a prize fight there, okay. What they have then? Well, they were smart. They did. I guess they could have used it on their own turn, but at least they used it so that I was tapped out. So that because I could have punished them with the Libation. Is there any reason to save this? I mean, it's only gonna trade with a 2/2. I guess it's fine. Let us trade. So now I can play the Fencer, and it starts picking up counters unless they have more removal there. I don't actually remember if they drew a card from this. Human and Citizen, I think they're gonna have Humans and Citizens in their deck. Oh, that's insane. Oh man, what an Anthem effect, and they got it, you know, ahead of time because they used the treasure there. So every creature, so you can read it. I guess, is my face there? Well, maybe you can read it here. Every creature they control and every creature card in their hand and deck, library especially, are just gonna grow every turn. I'm gonna say winning this game is gonna be incredibly hard now. Maybe if the Speakeasy server goes unanswered and this thing, because I do have these flyers and the luxurious Libation and the For the Family, so who knows, maybe I can still win. But if this game is gonna drag longer because they can answer my flyers, there's no way I'm gonna beat them, because their ground guys will be just a lot larger than my Celebrity Fencer. This might become even like a 8-7 in this matchup if it goes late and it's still not large enough. Because, you know, this is a 4-4 now, it will be a 5-5. Now, and this is a 3. Yeah. Alright. How do I do it? Well, if I drew the 5th land, I would have just played the server right away. Now, I guess I want... Okay, the Capenna Express isn't that bad because it allows me to block. This Jewel Thief doesn't become bigger before the end step, so these actually cannot attack now unless they have like a pump effect in addition to all this other stuff they have. But I have a good blocker now because the Fencer can obviously crew the new Capenna Express. But I do need to have... yeah, this is gonna be about 1, 2, 3. It's gonna be a 7-7, so I can't block it because I'm not gonna jump it. But yeah, I guess I need to draw the 5th land, which has to be untapped right now. And then I can maybe win. Because if I play the I guess I need to... If I want to play both pump spells in the same turn, I need 2 cards. Well, let's see what happens. I hope I draw a forest. Then I think if I draw a forest, I might have a chance. And now they have still that thing. Alright. spots already. Oh man, this is just imagine, and I did draw the forest. It might not be enough now because I need to block this thing. So I can. Well, okay, I'll block with it with the new Capenna Express. But do I need a jump blocker here too? Because I can play the speakeasy server and crew this thing. Then I have to jump block with the fencer. That's 10. Yeah, I take 10 from these two when I block the fixer and the decoy. Alright. And then, can I win on the next turn? Don't have to worry about it now. Sadly, there's no way I can attack now, so I'll just... because if I made this into a creature, I would gain additional life point from this, but I can't do that. So, let's do this. And I think... yeah, I can actually use the fencer to block the decoy, so it will be trades. Trades there. Alright, so... attack for 2, because that I can do, and then on the next turn... oh, it's not enough, is it? I don't think it's enough. Do I have to actually attack with the Capenna Express? But I cannot... if I block only one of these, that's not going to help. I'm dying. I'm dying if I block only one of them, which would have to be the... well, it would have to be the decoy in fact. So if I now attack with the Overseer and crew this, I have only one untapped creature after that. So... because even if... because they go now to 12, let's say they draw a land or some nonsense, that doesn't affect my attacks. Then they go to 7 and I have only 5 mana. This is gonna make... yeah, I don't think even if I draw... oh, they should attack with everything, just not worry about anything. they are... wait a minute. They are allowing me to... am I gonna get an additional turn here? Because if I am, then I might be winning. Because I don't think I'm gonna win even with a land. Oh, but... if this is a +4/+4, is it then? But I don't... oh man, this is too hard to think, because I need 4 creatures for this. I have to lose one now. I'm just thinking if I should. Well, no, I'm not gonna block the fixer. Alright, whatever. Let's do this. So this is gonna give me a creature. But that's only a... yeah, I'm not gonna die here now. Let's do the math when it's all the information with whether I draw a land or not. It doesn't really affect my focus. Okay, there's another one of those. So I don't think I'm gonna survive any other attack. I need to win right now. And this card, I think I was saying earlier, if this was in a normal limited set as a bomb rare, this would be insane. The fact it's in this alchemy set now, it's not gonna be seen that often, it's fine, but this is just an incredibly good card. The best anthem. It's so much better than an anthem effect. Well, how do you even say this effect that every creature just constantly grows? It's insane. But now let's see. Land, but tapped ones. I hope that doesn't matter, because I can play this and then I can... no, it's not gonna be enough. So I can make this into a... I can attack for 7 in the air. So I can make it this into... yeah, if I play for the family, this is gonna be 7 damage, and then I have +3 to that. Yeah, even if I drew an untapped land, it wouldn't have mattered. These don't trample though, but this has trample. How can I... because I can have a jump blocker. I need to jump. I need to jump, you know. This won't be lethal, so I have to block both the fixers and the jewel thief has to... I have to put something in front of it, so I need 3 blockers. That's not gonna happen. Even if I get 1 out of 1 here, I can have 2 blockers, and then I guess so. Let's see. If I attack with the server here, is that gonna matter in any way? Because they go to 9. I'll block with Gatherer, the Libation. It's not gonna work. I mean, if I attack like this, no, it's not. I'm sorry, I'm just confused because I mean I guess I just do like this. This is not gonna be enough. I think I needed one more creature here because then this would have been. Then for the family would have been. Yep, exactly. So if I for some reason would have been able to crew this, but I had no treasure tokens or anything. If I was able to crew this for the family would have been enough. Yep. Okay. Sorry about that. I mean I wasted some time there, but I was just trying to figure out if I can survive. So let's say. Just a little recap here. So if I did in fact leave the 2-1 to block, well I was able to only do 3 damage. Then I have to both play the Rumor Gatherer and then play this for x equals 1 to have. Yeah, it would never have worked. Yeah, this thing insane. Oh, what a hand. If one of these was a plains. Also the Rumor Gatherers have shown a lot in hands that don't have at least 2 white choices. Alright, I can't keep this, because I would have to just draw the plains right away. Keep 6, and what is the irrelevant thing? I guess... Well, I hate to lose a 2-drop when I have a Rumor Gatherer on curve, but can I lose for the family? I'm not gonna, you know, miss any of these lands. That's white, and green. Perfect for this hand. The Informant will connive. I guess I just will not have for the family. I would normally prefer it over the Gardener, but the Gardener might be a key to actually draw a card with this Rumor Gatherer, so let's keep it here. So, Informant. I know what the 3-drop is gonna be. It's gonna be the Gatherer here. This actually can... Oh, yeah, because this... I drew a tapped land, so what I can do, I can have a turn 4 mana available. Assuming the opponent doesn't have like a 2-3 or 3-3 here. If I can attack with this profitable, so that it's not horrible. Because what I can... Okay, well, none of that matters now that I drew the plains. And now I have to decide if I even want to leave this for cycling. Because what I was thinking that I can just untap this tapped land and then play the Gatherer anyway. And I think with the connives I'll play. I don't need to cycle it. I can connive lands away. So next turn I might be able to draw an extra card. If the Gatherer survives and these don't get... Well, neither of them has to get countered. No, yeah, it is. It doesn't care about casting spells, it cares about creatures entering the battlefield. Okay, well they have an overseer and surprising color combination. Well, I'm playing green-white myself, but this is the format. Alright, so normally the strong arm would be really interesting here, but can I... Oh, it would be really interesting though. They're gonna block the Rumor Gatherer. They might... I kind of want to play the strong arm so that the Gardener gets the counters and attack with everything. I hope they just don't block the Gatherer, but they might actually block it, and it would be awkward when I have this card draw waiting. Okay, I'm gonna play it safe. I'm gonna offer the block the trade here, most likely. Well, maybe it depends on what I draw here. Okay, that goes away. Oh, that's rough. I have to discard. Well, actually it's not that rough. I can just discard. I don't need the 5th land for anything. But I'm gonna do this now. And let's see. I'm going to first draw the 10 connive. Yep, exactly. And then I can... Does it matter if it's gonna be... No, I'm gonna discard the land here. So now I actually allow them to block trade here. Because I drew a card, and I'm not necessarily going to draw any other card. I get scries from there, but I'm gonna play the Fencer, and then when's the next time I'm gonna double creature. It was fine, because that is a 2-power flyer. I don't wanna, you know, have that raised. Okay, there's the adjudicators, which is... well, I guess it's fine. Alright, so there is another Gatherer now, but I'm gonna just play this because it's more important to get these alliance triggers. So... 4/4 is annoying, but I guess I'll just have a big Fencer, which is gonna maybe trade with it, although I don't necessarily want to trade. I might want to make this into a 6/5. Okay, so this gets double strike on their turn if they have at least 2 multicolored permanents. Not a concern right now. Okay. Also, this thing is just gonna block anything that's gonna pick up some counters here. Annoying for sure. But I guess there's not much I can do about it. Alright, so I'm gonna do one of these blitzes and okay, so I guess I could give this thing counters right away. It would be in fact a 4/3 6/5, so they would have to double block it. It's really risky because if they have any kind of an bounce spell or a pacifism effect, it's miserable. But that might be what I need here, because I think I'm the one who's in trouble right now. Because I could give it to the Informant, then attack with both the Fencer and the Informant, but it's not really that great in the long run. Don't think so. Okay, I'm gonna actually do it like this and hope. Well, actually, I hope they will double block, but I don't think they can take here 6 damage and block the 2/3 here. But especially if they have an answer on this thing. Okay, virtuoso. But I have one. No, it was a forest here. Doesn't matter. Cleanup crew. Oh, come on. They have to figure all this. They go into live, they can attack for 2, but they can't at least get lifelink for that. Okay, so this is gonna just trade with the cleanup crew unless I have another strong arm here doing some weird stuff. It's interesting because I guess I could also just play the Gatherer and one of the 2 drops. It's really... I mean, these big creatures are just making these... I mean, the fact they have a flyer and all these big creatures to hold my attacks, it's kind of awkward because it's so easy for them to just keep dealing damage to me and I have no good attacks here. I mean, I can make this into a 7 toughness creature, but it would have only 9 power, so it can't even... They would double block with the adjudicators and the cleanup crew. I don't want to trade these with the crew. That's just not going to happen. So I don't... If I do the strong arm thing, I can't... It's still 9/7. 9/8, I mean. Not good enough to kill this both. So I'm going to do the Rumor Gatherer. Now the only question is, should I play... I think I'm gonna play this Virtuoso. Get the Scry here. I can still have a card draw next turn. I'm gonna lose this land because land does mean I can play both of these. I can blitz this and okay, no attacks. I can blitz this and then play this. But I mean, if I draw a creature, I most likely will be able to double creature anyway, because this is a 2-drop. And if I draw a land, then it's the same thing. Anyway, they had this nice mythic rare here. Whenever, so they can look at the top card of their, and now this actually is a double striker. It doesn't matter too much. I can just block with the Virtuoso, which I will do. They'll just trade. It's actually fine. Yeah. But yeah, they can cast a spell from top of their library by removing a counter from It is basically what it is currently is a 3/3 flyer with a shield counter. They don't have any other counters around, so they might have one free spell happening. They didn't give lifelink, so that means they have something. Okay, so I can now double spell. Let's do that, I guess. Well, now that they have the shield counter there, it's again really awkward. It's so funny how useless my 2-drops here are. I guess these connives did matter in the end, but the fact they had this 4/4 and the 6/6 and now this 3/3 with shield counter, because now they can still block with the 6/6 and the shield counter thing, and they only lose the 6/6, and I have, what, a 10/9 creature here, which usually, I mean, the 10/9 could even kill both of these if they were to double block. So how much... I mean, I don't have to attack with the fencer, but problem is they have 5 power of flyers in there. I guess I'll just draw my card first. Draw my card. They might even have a counter spell there because they didn't use the lifelink. I guess they could have inflict. Well, I mean, they have to have something. Could be even a kill shot which just kills the celebrity defense just like that. So I think this might be over. That's fine. Because if they have a kill shot, I have no way to win here. Because even if I attack with everything, they have too much life for that to matter. So now I can attack with the fencer, which they can... Let's say they don't even have a trick or a kill shot. They will just block with the 6/6 and the 3/3. Now the 6/6 will die, they'll lose the shield counter. If I attack with everything that can, they have 2 good blocks, they can eat. Well, they would... Yeah, I guess... Kill the crew... Because I don't have much time here, that's the problem. If I didn't face these flyers here, I would just not attack and I will let this grow even more and build up my board with the strong arm and all that, but that's not really a thing now that they have these evasive creatures. Alright, let's attack with these and let's die to a kill shot or something, and that's it. Because if they have a kill shot, I have a no good. I can't push through this damage. Plus, they can still, you know, gain 2 life per turn if they choose to use 2 mana for that. So I think this was just well, 1 flyer was actually surprisingly relevant here now. Because they did a lot of work with the initiate. Kind of pressured me, and now I had to make this attack I didn't really want to make. Now they never used their mana for anything, so I guess they, you know, could be at 17 right now. Glittermonger. Well, I mean, that's not an impressive card, but I guess my 2 was yeah, disabled. Okay, look at this. Look at all this stuff. Alright, so let's do this, and I can still go hard here, I guess. So I have mana to blitz this thing, but I'm just gonna die. I have mana to also not blitz it, but I think that's makes sense. Because I need to draw some... What can I draw? I don't think I can draw anything. So who's gonna get the counters? They don't have the 6/6 anymore, so that's the kind of only good news. I guess I should put the counters on a Jewel Thief here. Yep. So attack with everything and then untap something that they maybe not. Okay, maybe they don't block the soul slide, but they have this shield counter guy just eats a guy from me for free. They do have only 3 blockers. That's right. A bunch of these will go through, but they have 15 life. That doesn't matter. And I guess they are. If they double block the Jewel Thief, do they have a lethal counter attack? I have still 2 tapped blockers here, so maybe it's gonna work. I mean, I'm taking 5 in the air, so I'm not dying, but I need to block all the ground guys. Well, both of them, which is, you know, I guess if they have nothing, it's fine. They're taking currently 6, 8, 12, 14, so they're actually gonna go to 1 here, if this is the block they're gonna make. But I guess if they're gonna make if they want this Jewel Thief to die, That means they have a way to push for lethal, but now they realize they don't have a lethal counter attack, so they just should do this, which, you know, allows them to eat all the my guys. They don't lose anything, and they still have a healthy life total, and also they can, you know, it's healthy because they can gain 2 per turn. But the thing is, I might draw a for the family, I think, and then these things trample, so that can be a way to win. They can't jump block, and at least I have for now 4 creatures, and this also, so I might be able to get +4/+4 for the family. And the initiate only allows them to go to 4, but of course they have a way to. So that is a blocker, but it is something that doesn't work against the tramplers, so they have to factor in the tramplers here now. Jewel Thief, such a good card. Oh, but this is just lethal attack. Forgot it. That's why the backup agent is nice. Now, no, you don't always get to, you know, deal 1 remaining point of damage, but something like you have a 2-3 versus their, you know, 3-3 or something like that. You couldn't attack with your 2-3, but then you suddenly can attack, and they can't even trade by blocking. So that's the flexibility of that 2-drop is pretty good. And now it was enough to deal the lethal damage. So even if they didn't have, let's say the backup agent was random 2-drop, I really needed to draw here a for the family. I guess I had that out in the deck, because with that card, this 8 trample would represent actually 12 points of trample in some combination. It would be hard for them to block in a way that doesn't. Yeah, that could have been still an out if they didn't have a pump effect, but they did, and that's it. So I started the draft 2-0, then I only won 1 and lost 3, but I guess, you know, 3 wins is fine. 1000 gems back. This cost me 500 gems, and I got some alchemy packs, 2 alchemy packs, I guess. But, you know, boring matchup. Of course, my deck was boring, you know, progress colors. But the last match, it was just progress with all the 3 colors and so much of the good stuff. It's almost a joke how these 3 colors are just making this format so boring, because so many people play them because they should play it. And that's just, you know, every second match is against that deck, even if you don't have one yourself. So really not great format. But in my past drafts with this, I mean, in the previous 3 drafts that I have played with these alchemy cards, the alchemy cards did make, you know, more they you know, spiced things up a bit. With this deck, that really didn't happen. I think I cast this Skyline Saber once in the entire video, I think. So this was just a regular SNC draft, but I'm gonna record as many of these alchemy drafts as I can, because sadly I will be out. I will be going away from home during the weekend, and then this is not gonna last for long. But as many drafts as I can make, I will, and I will record them now, and this will appear on my channel as the next batch of videos. I will space the releases a bit. They won't be happening, you know, once per day, but the next few videos on this channel will be these alchemy drafts. Thank you for watching, and bye bye.